Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Enter the Gungeon, the Gungeons & Dragons episodes. I'm Nye, pilot as usual, let's go. So, what I've been told in a recent comment is that there's a thing I have overlooked. There's a thing that I have not done that I need to do. So we're going to get right on that. And that thing is that apparently there is a grate and/or door inside of the Resourceful Rat's lair that I have not paid any never mind to. Apparently, it has the image of the rat, and I have been advised to become the rat and stand on this grate and door, open this door. I think, just without looking at it, because I didn't actually go look this up, I just went, okay, well, another excuse to put up Enter the Gungeon, let's go. I believe that this refers to the grate that is at the back of the treasure room, behind the 4 chests. I don't think that grate actually does anything, and I have not seen anything in the documentation that I have read about Gungeon that would lead me to believe that that grate actually does something. But, as I said, this is an excuse to play some more Gungeon, so I'm going to go play. So I have also, I don't know if we're going to actually get a chance to do this just because the items list has been rare, but I have also learned that apparently there are such things as rainbow chests masquerading as brown chests. This is not something I was aware of. Or at least I don't think I was aware of it. I don't know. Maybe I talked about it on a previous episodes. I don't remember. But sometime in the not-so-recent past, I went and started looking up details on Gungeon. Basically, once we had effectively hit the 100% range, I think after we had beaten the Advanced Gungeon, our Advanced Dragon, I went and looked, and went, okay, you know, what is there still left to do? So I, you know, like, getting the high Dragon Fire and stuff like that, I kind of know what's left for us. But, so one of the things that I saw is, okay, there's such thing as, you know, rainbow chests masquerading as brown chests. You have to have a water effect, which is fairly limited in this game, actually. There are not very many water effects. We're really talking about the Mega Dowser and the Mermaid are the 2 major ones. The coolant leak from the robot doesn't even count for this. Like, that is not even a thing that works. So it has to be really one of those effects. And spraying a brown chest with a water effect may reveal that the brown chest was the turkey all along. May reveal that the brown chest is actually a rainbow chest. What I don't know, and what I'm mildly curious about, is if you open a brown chest that is masquerading as a rainbow chest without revealing that it's a rainbow chest, do you still get rainbow chest contents, or is the entire idea is you have to reveal it? This is going to be mildly annoying. I have to get this barrel all the way down there. Oh, no. Try again. So yeah, that's going to be something we are going to try to do in the nearest future. If I ever get a chance to do so. No. Excuse me. There we go. That's not going to be it. One of the most annoying parts of floor 1 is moving the barrel if there doesn't happen to be one in the actual room itself. Heck! Okay. Those tables can actually break the barrel, which irritates the hell out of me. Okay, that's done. So yeah, we're gonna be doing that, hopefully, but I don't know. So if you guys know, let me know. And otherwise, we're gonna be kind of moving on. So I am a little bit sore. Still working out. And at least I did make the mistake this time of working on high. So what you're telling me is I need a key. I would at least like the Mimic Tooth Necklace, but I would love the AK-47. Hi. So yeah, I did not make a mistake this time of working on my entire front, on my entire core. But one time in a... Okay. One time when I was working out, I worked on everything from, like, pelvis to shoulders, weightlifting-wise. And the next day, I hated myself. It was so bad. So I'm sitting here like, man, I am sore, breathing hurts, you know, laughing hurts. It's terrible. So I'm trying to vary it up and, like, say, okay, this muscle group today, you know, these 3 muscle groups today, these 3 muscle groups tomorrow. Or what have you. But, you know, definitely feeling sore, and it's the worst when you're feeling sore on, like, again, like, your core area. So right now I've been working on, like, lower stomach is where I wanted to work on, today. So, you know, like, right above your waistline. So I feel it when I'm breathing in, and I feel it when I'm laughing, and I actually even feel it a little bit when I'm talking. Like, when, you know... When breath gradually leaves my body, I feel it. And when I laugh, so I need to not make myself laugh, but damn it. But yeah, it's definitely a thing. And I'm feeling sore in, like, the weirdest damn places. And for those who actively work out and, you know, and lift weights often, it's not weird at all where I'm feeling it. But it is that feeling of, like, man, you know, them be muscles I barely knew I had. Like, yeah, it's partially that spot, again, right around the waistline. But also I did some, like, chest presses yesterday, or the day before yesterday, actually. Trying to go every other day. So I did some chest presses the day before yesterday, and so it's not my, I think it's triceps backside of the arm, but it's not my triceps, it's actually, like, around the backside of my shoulder blades, where I feel sore. It's like, oh yeah, you know, I'm aware of the skeletal musculature of a human being. There be some stuff back there. Right. We got the keys. So we are absolutely picking up the AK-47. And I'm gonna go pick up my red chest. We're gonna get the Cobalt Hammer, which is an okay weapon. It's not my favorite, but it exists. And we're gonna go ahead and get ourselves the mass shotgun. And excuse me. I have keys, I promise you. I assure you I have keys. And we're gonna grab a Molotov. Not... I mean, the Molotov, okay. The rest of this stuff was really good. I'm gonna go ahead and actually... no, I didn't want to do that, actually. Yeah, I don't want to rest. Yes, I did just want to punch you. You're exactly right. Excuse me. Like, yes, I understand pulling it out. You know, I understand, but god damn it, don't do that to me. So yeah, some tightness exactly where, like, playing on a computer, working on a mouse, you know, would cause a little bit of, not concern, but, like, I can feel it even while playing video games, and that is a weird feeling. So, Client from Hell, we have actually almost reached it. We are almost there. Which is lovely. Like, it is very nice to know that my suffering is almost done there. You know, we have reached a point where we are a week or less away from having completed the work with them. What do you have? Plague Pistol, Carbine, nothing I want right now. Move on. But yeah, we have reached a point where they are almost, that was a weird graphic glitch. Did you guys see that? Yeah, we have reached a point where we are almost there with them. So it feels good. But like every time I feel like something is, you know, something's almost done, I get something else. And there is some like fundamental lack of respect from this client on certain things. I was in the middle of a conference call with another client entirely, and out of the blue, and I've been so we're at a point where I needed an answer from the client from hell. Why am I putting myself in this position? I'm at a point where I need an answer from the client from hell regarding a specific thing that we're doing for them before we can get the specific thing done. So, you know, naturally, right? But the problem lies in that we can't. This is like the last thing that we have to do for this client. Hell yes. Double hell yes. This is the last thing we need to do for the client. Like we're basically done. So the problem is we need an answer from them. So some of the people at the client, like some of the people working for this client, you know, are sitting here asking me like, okay, so where are we? You know, how close are we? When are you going to be done? It's like, well, you know, we need to get this done. Cool. Are you talking to the person in question? Yes, I'm talking to the person in question. Great. We'll just leave you alone because apparently you have it taken care of. Yes, I do. So, you know, on the one hand, I'm doing that. So then it's like, okay, well, I need this answer real quick. It's a very quick thing. I'm just going to shoot off an email, and, you know, and that'll be that. Shoot off the email, wait a couple hours, and then I get an answer of, yeah, I'm in meetings all day. I can't give you this simple yes or no answer. I'll get to you tomorrow. It's like, okay, well, you know, we're not going to be hitting our deadline because you're not giving me an answer. But you know what? Fine. You do you. You do you, boo-boo. We'll talk to you when you're ready for it. So then I'm in the middle of this conference call with another client working on some stuff they need, and all of a sudden I get an incoming call from client from hell. And I can't answer it, and they leave a message, but it's like, okay, look, you can email me. I could look at the email while I'm doing other stuff, but I can't answer a phone call. I'm in the middle of, like I didn't say any of this naturally, but it's like, look, if you have questions, email me. You don't need to call. And it turns out that the client, the reason they were calling me is they were in multiple meetings all day long yesterday, multiple meetings all day long today, and these meetings have made it so they don't have time to sit at the computer. But it's like, okay, look, this is not that hard of a question. And it was very simple questions, but it was one of those things where it's like, okay, well, I do have to now call you back because you have made it clear. So now I can't just email you because you've made it clear you will not have access to your email. Now I have to call you. So now additional time is taken out of my schedule to call you. I don't know. Maybe I'm being a little bit too demanding, I guess, as the person who is, you know, doing work for them. But, you know, it's one of those, like, this feels like a fairly, Blobulord, you suck, you're dead, accept it. But this feels like a fairly, like, simple and easy thing that we should have been able to do. Naturally, when I don't need... Hey, that's actually really good. Naturally, when I do not need any keys at all, the game is just going to give me lots of them. I'm not going to buy anything. I'm going to pop this here. No such luck. So yeah, look, I'm complaining. I understand that. I understand that entirely, that I am complaining about the client. Maybe undeservedly so. It is possible. But, you know, it's one of those things that's like, look, you know, I'm busy. Your stuff will happen. But I'm quickly learning that this is just what happens with clients. Like, this is not, some of this stuff is not, you know, based on just client from hell. Now keep in mind, they are a client from hell. Let's not, you know, let's not butt heads on this one. Most people working on this project are like, yeah, let's be done with this. How fast can we get this finished? Because we don't want to deal with this anymore. This includes me, who's been working on this project consistently for the past 3 months, but also, like, one of our other people who's very specialized. They have a very specific thing that they do. They're like, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. And I'm like, you know what? I'm right there with you. I understand exactly what you're saying. I don't want to deal with this client anymore either. Let's get it done. Exit room, maybe? I don't know. This room. Nope. Okay, I did get the crest. So yeah, it's just one of those. It's one of those things. But I am learning that it is more common to have a client who does these things. You know, it's one of those things. And sometimes it's understandable. Like, I'm doing some work for a rather large company, mostly tech supporty stuff, to be honest. I'll get that help later. So mostly tech supporty stuff. But they reached out to me recently, and they're like, "Hey, you know, this aspect of our system doesn't work. Like, we're trying to you know, give these teachings to people. Like, we're trying to sell these courses to people." And it's not working. It's like, okay, well, you know, let me take a look into that. So I looked. I couldn't figure out why their teaching didn't work. Oh, god damn it, that sucks. That bullet. I couldn't figure out why their teaching didn't work. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I can't figure it out. I don't see anything that would cause this to not work. So let me like send this request off to the major company and have them. Oh my god, just the keys. Seriously. I can't figure out what's going on, so let me send this off to the major company, and let's have them take a look at it and see if they can figure out why your shit doesn't work. Major company comes back and says, yeah, their shit be old. That's why it's not working correctly. Let them know they should probably update their shit. So I go back to the company. I'm like, okay, you know, this is the statement from major company. Your stuff is old. It's not working very well with modern internet, modern resources. You should probably have it updated. Wait, you mean that they didn't do anything? I'm afraid they didn't do anything. Yeah, they said this is out of their hands. This is stuff that is not their product that's caused the problem. Oh, well, we do not have the ability to update that. It's like, well, okay, well, you have reached the end of my ability to help you. You know, my ability to help you was specifically to check on this. I have done so. I am now at the end of my rope. But yeah, it's just one of those like, yeah, I wish I could help you, but if it's your stuff that's not working, we are at the end of what I can do. And you'd be surprised how often it is something like that. But then also, one of the big problems is that in my job, the people that I deal with are people who are basically in the same position as me, like, job-wise. So I'm helping out other administrators. Like, that's my job. I don't usually take care of, you know, what you consider to be the end user, the casual person who's using the program. I'm not dealing with the casuals. I'm dealing with the people who kind of know their stuff. So the problem with this is that they're the ones dealing with the casuals. And you're sitting there going, okay, so what's the problem there? Well, the problem lies... Interesting. Okay, let's just get more keys. Sure. So the problem here is that when we're dealing with the casual, or like when I'm not dealing with the casuals, I'm not dealing with the end user. I don't hear their complaints directly. I hear their complaints as directed through, you know, as directed through this person, as directed through so on and so forth. So I'm sitting here, and I get a complaint in, like, hey, this thing doesn't work. And I'm like, okay, well, okay, I'll figure out what I can do. And then I come back and I go, well, you know, this thing seems to be working just fine. Who told you it doesn't work? How'd you find out it doesn't work? Well, so-and-so told me. Cool. It looks like so-and-so did actually succeed in making it work. You know, it looks like, in fact, they succeeded in making it work, like, 4 days ago. You know, are they still having this problem, or was, you know, is this problem already solved? Oh, I don't know. I have to actually go reach out to them. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll just, but can you fix it in the meantime? Well, nothing's broken as far as I can tell. You know, we appear to be in a state of equilibrium at the moment. So there's really nothing for me to fix. Don't know what to tell you. I can't tell you how often I've had someone who is like, hey, this does, you know, this is broken. No, it isn't. Well, it appears to be broken. Can you fix it? Nothing's broken. I don't know what to tell you. Things appear to be working just fine. Okay, I used a key. I just now realized that. Okay, robot's left hand and probably the Cobalt Hammer. Unfortunately, can't do basically anything with reload, please. Thank you. Kill Meaty. Kill the Meaty. Okay, there we go. I really don't want the Beady to be alive when it comes to the laser attacks. Like, when that actually shows up. I mean, I'll be honest, I don't want the Beady alive ever. But I specifically don't want the Beady alive when it comes to laser attacks. Okay. Got yet another key. Doing pretty well with that stuff. 40 shells, probably not going to be enough to actually make something happen in here. Yep, that requires 66. Don't feel like getting the Huntsman, even if I could. I have full health. Let's move on. Need to get some ammo for the robot's left hand. I will be able to get ammo no matter what going into the Brat's Lair, because that's just what happens. But I certainly would appreciate ammo anyways. A couple things that I deal with at work are decidedly Dilbert-like, and I've mentioned this before. But sometimes working here is like working in a Dilbert cartoon. And I get to work for some cool companies, you know. I get to work for some big name brands and help them with stuff. And you sit there and you're like, man, these guys are huge. Why are they working with a person like me? And it's like, oh, right. They're working with a person like me because I'm the type of person they go to. Like, I have, you know... Like, it's such a weird thought to go, like... This company... did he not give me anything? You know, it's a weird thought to go, okay, this company apparently outsources, but a lot of companies outsource. But, like, it's like, you're a huge company. You don't have a person to do this? Like, this is a pretty, like, pretty big deal. You don't have a person for this? And very often, they do have a person for this. It's just their person has questions, and they ask me, and that's what it is. But it's still a weird thing. Is definitely weird when those things happen. And I don't really want to name names. You know, I don't know if I could get in trouble for naming names. I'm not going to. But as I said, it's definitely one of those things you sit here like, wow. You know, this company. Okay, got a little room with all these guys. You guys cost me my Abbey, the one true gun. So all of you get ghost busted. Need to get rid of this Molotov. It is definitely not what I'm looking for in a spacebar item. You know, I don't think it's going to take me on long walks to the beach. You know, I've had a thought. Now, I'm sure that people from like New York are gonna say something different from me, but I don't know. I never see people on the sidewalks here. So keep in mind, I live in a suburb of New Orleans, so I'm not in New Orleans proper. If I go down to New Orleans proper and I go, you know, downtown, Bourbon Street, you know, those places, you know, yes, I see people on the sidewalks. But I realized this a couple of years ago, and it just kind of came back the other day. But I look around and I'm like, there's no one on the sidewalks. Like, you might as well not have a sidewalk. And you know, part of it is I'm in a suburb. There's kind of nothing in the area that you'd want to walk to, and that's understandable. But it is one of those things. I'm sitting here like, wow, there's kind of nothing. You know, there's no one. Hi, friend. Man, I wish money were a thing that I cared about right now. But it's like, you know, there's nothing. There's no one out there. There's no one walking on the sidewalks. You know, no one's doing stuff. And part of me wants to sit here going like, is this just, you know, people being unhealthy and not walking, or do we actually have a situation where there's nothing to walk for? Like, you know, everything is far enough around that you need to jump into a car, you know? What do we got? Hey, wax wings. Wax wings are awesome. Well, let's go deal with this jerk, and we'll see where we go from there. I need to actually do this real quick, because I'm going to forget that I need to not use blanks, and I will accidentally use the blanks, and I will be upset at myself. You know, we absolutely have a, run that's going to kill the rat. Like, we're going to beat the rat. No questions. No questions at all. Okay, we've done that. We'll be back. So who are we fighting? Ken and Balrog. Awesome. Okay. How much of nostalgia grabbed you guys? I'm curious. Like, are you folks, like, do you people get hit with nostalgia a lot? I bring this up because I was realizing that there's a lot of, like, books I read on, like, a yearly basis because I love the stories and want to relive them. But that's very much a nostalgia piece, right? It's very much like, okay, well, you know, focus for a second. Where is he? The last one of those he can actually do. But it's very much nostalgia speaking. Like, you know, hey, I really, you know, enjoyed this once upon a time. Let me re-enjoy it. And I am getting to a point where there's, okay, I just walked into that because I was having trouble focusing. But it's like, hey, you know, I realize that, you know, I'm beginning to reach a point where, like, if I really want to play all the games every year that I have the inkling to play every year, I will probably not end up playing any new games that year. If I read every book that I want to read every book every year, I'm probably not going to be reading any new books. You know, that may or may not actually matter. Like, I don't know. Like, again, I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing. I don't know if I'm sitting here going like, well, you know, problems be ahead. It's like, no, you know. That looked like a crack. Okay, do you have enough health for me to care? You have half a heart. There's no heart on the floor. There's nothing to buy. I'm just going to move on. We're just going to go kill the rat. But yeah, I don't know. Like, there's so much. Like, I love diving into stories that I've consumed previously, because there's usually something in them that I never saw in the past. You know, there's typically something in there that I didn't see the last time. There are, you know, references that I didn't catch, or you know, maybe I'm just older, wiser now, and so I understand what's going on a little bit more. That has happened, actually, quite frequently. But, you know, there's stuff like that. Or, you know, I've been to a place, so I understand, oh, hey, you know, he's talking about such and such a thing. You know, a couple of years ago, I would not have understood the concept of being sore after a workout. It's just not something like, hey, I didn't work out a couple of years ago. So it's not something that I could really relate to as the reader. And nowadays I can. So I think I can potentially get more out of it just because of that. Because I can relate better to what I'm reading. I need something that is not this. Sure. So yeah, nostalgia hits me in a good deal, and it feels like, you know, especially for millennials, it really does. Like, it's not just me; it's a lot of us. You know, we get a, you know, we get a Pokemon marathon out of Twitch, and everybody loses their minds because we all grew up on that as kids, and nothing wrong with that. Like, I'm not, you know, I'm not throwing shade and saying like, man, you know, why would you do that? Okay, this does not actually help with this jerk. I need to use a different weapon. Let's use that. Okay. Okay, let me just... One thing I'm curious about, how many of you feel you have a spirit animal? Like, a friend of mine is like, yeah, my spirit animal is a rat. And I'm like, okay, you know. They're like, yeah, because everybody hates them, and they're not, you know, they're not particularly lovely. And I'm like, okay, hold up. Let's cool down the self-hatred first and foremost. And also, I happen to like rats. The relentless rat, not so much. But, you know, I think, I don't know. I mean, I know other people agree with me, so I'm not going to say, like, I don't know how people agree with me. But I think rats are cute as hell. I love rats. I love rodents in general. I had mice once upon a time. You know, it's one of those things. It's like, you know, first off, rats are awesome. Okay, let's hose this dude. Fortunately, this is not the, you know, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to go in here, and now I'm just gonna, yeah, now we're just gonna say no. Okay, let's just hose these guys. Man, I wish I had the metronome. Does this feel like he uses whatever it is I'm trying to currently break? Is that just me, or is that a thing that he actively does? I'm taking a lot of damage I really should not be taking. Oh god. Okay, we're stupid as it is on this run. We're gonna die. Yep. I don't know how that happened. Just was not getting the damage I needed. I'm taking way too much damage. Weird. I'll catch you guys later.